if you want to go out there and hit P5000, Chairman 10, Chairman 20, whatever it is, it all comes down to the basics. It's the people who have mastered the basics better than anybody else. And so that's what we're going to be covering is the step-by-step things on how to literally step-by-step hit those first few levels so you can ultimately hit the bigger levels. So let's jump into it. I'm going to share my screen and we're going to jump into it. Let me share my whiteboard. All right, guys, if you can, definitely take some notes because I promise you, you're going to need this slash people on your team in the future are for sure going to need this. So let me share building basics. So this is going to be an engaging call. It's going to be less of me giving you the answers and more of asking you guys to come up with the answers because I could do your homework for you, but that's not going to help. Reality is that you could help somebody, but you could actually hurt someone if you actually do their homework for them. If you help them, that's one thing, but if you do it for them, you're actually hurting them, not helping them. So I'm going to ask you guys some questions that will help you come up with the answer yourself rather than me just spoon feeding it to you guys. So number one, let me ask you guys a question. It doesn't matter what business that it is. All businesses, the first thing that you need to do is identify your what. Doesn't matter what business that it is. You could be selling coffee, you could be selling health supplements, could be selling financial education, could be selling whatever it is. What do you guys think is the first thing that you need to identify? And it's okay. If you know the answer, great. If you don't, try. I'd rather have you try and guess something than not guess at all. Your skills. We're going to talk about some skills that you need. So definitely, Cirillo, that's not the answer I was looking for, but I appreciate you. Goal, very key. We're going to talk about that as well. A problem, that is definitely true. We want to identify problems. The first thing that you need to do, it doesn't matter what business that it is, guys, is you need to identify your target market. You see, how can you hit the target if you can't see the target? How can you find the right customer or business partner with a blindfold on if you don't know who or what that person is in the first place? So it doesn't matter what you're selling. We happen to be in the financial education business, but you gotta have a clear picture of the person that you're trying to actually bring in to your business. So I'm gonna give you guys a couple tips when it comes to target market. So first and foremost, the most important thing that I look for is the characteristics of desire, coachability, and work ethic. Give me someone that has a burning desire. They know exactly what they want and they have a burning desire for that. They're extremely coachable and they have a strong work ethic, and I'll help them smash P300, P600, P1000, the first few levels within the first few months every single time. So most importantly is the characteristics of the person that you're looking for. Another thing that I like to tell people as well is start locally and expand globally. It's easier to build in your own backyard where you can meet up in person than it is to build with someone across the world. Can you do that? Yes. Should you do that? Yes. But it's a matter of where should you start? You don't want to skip steps. It's easier to build in your own backyard where you can meet up with someone in person at a trade night and help them than it is to help someone that's in a completely different time zone, right? So start locally and then expand globally. If you build in your own backyard, so for example, I have a list of areas right here that are drivable to me within a couple hour drive. You have Seattle, you have Vancouver, Canada, it's only a couple hours. You have Eastern Washington, you have Portland. These are all within a couple hours. I could start here, blow it up in person, and then through taprooting, through meeting through people, you'll be able to build in different cities, different states, different countries all around the world. So that's something that you want to think about is location. Another thing that you might want to think about is occupation. For me, because I want to build this business fast, I don't know if you want to build this business like super slow, but for me, I want to build this business faster. I want to find people that are already in sales, people who are already leaders, people who are already network marketers, people who are already in leadership positions, people who have a ton of influence, people who um, people that know a ton of people, people who are in real estate, insurance, door to door. Why? Because it's going to be easier to find a leader than train a leader. Should you train and develop and duplicate leaders? Absolutely. But why not make your job easier and find people who are leaders in the first place? So those are a couple things when it comes to target market. But here's the thing, guys. It does not matter what you sell. It doesn't matter what kind of business that you have. You have to have a clear picture of the person that you're looking for. It's crazy to me how I can ask 10 people in the academy who your target market is and get 10 different answers. We should all be looking for, generally speaking, the same types of people that have, certain qualities about them as well. So, this is one that I'm going to add this one. In my mind, this is a given, so I wasn't going to say this, but it's actually not a given for most people, so I should definitely say this. One of the most important things that I'm looking for in other people is just integrity. Are these types of people that are going to be doing the right thing when no one's looking, or are these people that have, there are two ways to win in business. You can do it the right way. You can do it through just adding value to people, but you could also win in business through manipulating people. And one is going to last and one is not. And I've seen people come into a platform like this and go through the levels and then fall back down faster than they built their business up in the first place. And so you want to build this thing with people who are genuinely good people that have good intentions, that have good morals, that have good values, that have good character, that have great integrity. I wasn't going to say that because in my mind it's a given, but it's not. You might, because here's the thing, you could have someone with desire, coachability, and work ethic, but if they're not a genuine good person, then these are people who are what's the word I'm looking for? There's a word that I'm looking for. Not manipulator, but what do you call someone that like only cares about themselves? There's a word for it. Someone that only cares about them, only what benefits them. You guys know what I'm talking about. Selfish, yeah, that's it, but no, it's not it. But yes, that's the word I was looking for, bro. Narcissistic people, bro. Like there are a couple like I used to not really use that word because I think that's overused, but dude, I've met some people that are just crazy, like about themselves. And yeah, so with that being said, step number one, guys, is you want to identify your target market. You should have a clear picture of exactly who you're looking for. Let's move on. Number two, the second thing that you need to have, this is a simple step, but it's a very skipped step, is you have to have a organized list. 80% of people who are going to join your business are going to join on the second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth exposure. Only 20% of people are going to join on the spot. So if you're not organized, if you're not writing things down, then you're going to miss out on 80% of people who would have joined your business. So you want to have an organized list. Personally, I use Notion. I have this whole pipeline of what step that they're on. So I have their name, if I pique their interest, if I show them the plan, if they have, if I got them on a three-way call, if I need to follow up with them, and then I just move them from left to right. And I keep it super simple, but it is extremely organized. I would say that 8 out of 10 people that I ask, hey, let me see your list of people that you're talking to, they don't have an organized list. And if you don't have an organized list, like I said, 80% of people are going to join on the second, third, fourth, fifth exposure. You're going to miss out on 80% of people who would have joined your business. So that's the second thing, guys. Now, the next thing that you're going to do is you're going to start to add to your list. So there's warm market, which is people that you know. There's cold market, which is people that you don't know. There's attraction marketing as well. So check this out. When you get someone new started in your business, the first thing I have them typically do is talk to their warm market. And the reason why I have them do that is because there's already trust built up. It's a lot easier. It's a lot faster. If you have a great opportunity, why wouldn't you talk to the people that you care about most first? Warm market. but your warm market is extremely limited. You only know so many people. You probably know more people than you think you do. Your average person has 600 contacts in their phone. Number one rule I would say is don't prejudge. The people that you think will do this won't. The people that you think won't do this will when it comes to your warm market. However, your warm market is limited, so you want to continue to add to your list. So cold market, people that you don't know, this is a little bit harder because you have to build up trust, right? So it takes more skill. And in your cold market, there's in person, and then there's also social media. So in person, guys, your average person meets 2 new people a day. I don't know if you knew this, but your average person meets 2 new people a day. How do I know this? Because I'm a nerd. I'm a nerd. I'm gonna be honest. You got to be, if you want to be the best in your industry, you got to be a nerd. Like you got to know everything. Seriously, if you want to hit the top levels, how did I know this? One day I looked up how many people does your average person meet in your lifetime? And the answer was like 10,000. And you divided it by your average lifespan, which is 77 years. And I just did some math. I'm like, oh, okay, it's 2 to 3 people a day. Your average person meets 2 to 3 new people a day. And so your goal is not necessarily to be an IM tornado and talk to every single person that you see and say, hey, you want to trade? Hey, you want to trade? Hey, you want to trade? And if it comes up naturally, amazing. But for me, I'm building relationships everywhere I go. Prospecting to me is not so much me trying to get people. It's more so me just building genuine relationships everywhere I go. Starting conversations, complimenting people, asking questions, adding value to people without even asking for anything in return. And if you're a just person that's just good at building relationships, the more friends that you make, then the more that you're going to be able to level up. That's all it really is just building relationships in person. If your average person meets 2 new people a day, I call it the +2 rule. Then your goal is to add 2 new people to your list from in person every single day. Now, social media, first and foremost, people have been able to build 6-figure, 7-figure residual incomes without social media in this industry. So the fact that we are in the most socially connected generation that this world has ever seen is an absolute blessing, the fact that we have social media. So with social media, my best tip of advice for you is to pick a number of people that you could be consistent with in starting conversations every single day, and then be consistent with that. It might be, for me, I do 20 every single day. It might be 10, it might be 5. It only takes 5 minutes to reach out to 5 new people every single day. But here's the key. The key is if you reach out to, you can't control people join, you can't control people are interested. The only thing you can control is how many people you reach out to. So you have to control the controllables. You have to focus on the things that you can control, and everything else will take care of itself. So how many people are you reaching out to every single day? If you're super, super part-time, spare time, reach out to 5 new people a day. It takes 5 minutes. Start 5 new conversations. If you are trying to get to your goal faster, then awesome. Hit up as many people, whatever you could be consistent with. That's the key. You'll be able to get some results. If you're reaching out to a little bit of people, then you'll get some results. If you are reaching out to a ton of people, then you're going to get amazing results. But at least you can start to be consistent with whatever number that you choose. Let's say it's at least 5 new people a day. Let's stretch. We're going to say 10. 10 new people a day that you're reaching out to, 10 new conversations that you're starting. 10 times 30 days, that's 300 new people. If you are genuinely talking to 300 new people, it's physically impossible for you to not get people started every single month. And if you're not getting new people started every single month, then you're not leading by example, right? So 10 new people a day. Now, with that being said, there's also attraction marketing, which is you posting to attract new people to you. And this is another way to add people to your list, because there's prospecting, you reaching out to people, and then there's attraction marketing, having people reach out to you. Which one should I do? Answer is both, in my opinion. So posting, we have a whole social media academy to help you with social media. So I'm not going to break that down all in one. This is a 30-minute hour training just on attraction marketing itself. But are you posting daily? Posting not just trading, investing in the business, but also, posting what you're doing. Well, a couple weeks ago, as you guys saw, I proposed to Leanne. Dude, you know what's crazy? That got more views than anything I've ever posted. More views, more likes, more shares. And what's crazy is a couple of those people ended up hitting me up about business just because it just like that's how they found me, and it just reminded them that they wanted to start with trading and investing, right? So maybe 80% of what you're posting is there's something called value pitch. So it's like 80% of what you're posting is what you're doing. You going to the gym, your consistency, your life, and then 20% is you posting business, investing, trading, or whatever. So that's an example. But make sure you're posting consistently. That's the biggest thing. Consistency is the key. Because if you are posting every once in a while, you'll never get results. But if you're consistently posting, you're going to get some decent results. And then you'll be able to figure out what's working and what's not, and then change in terms of what you're actually posting. So there's quality and there's quantity. And obviously, you want to do both. But this is not a whole social media training today. So those are just a couple tips. One more thing I'll tell you is the best thing to post is entertainment, education, lifestyle. So lifestyle is just like what you're doing, your life. People want to get to know you as a person. Then education. Are people learning from your content? Are people gaining value from their content? Are people genuinely better after watching your content? And then entertainment. People want to laugh. That's why, or people want to cry. People want to feel something. And that's why people are scrolling. So if you're able to produce an emotion within people, they're going to love your content. So those are a couple tips for Traction Marketing 101. And so that is that. So do you have an organized list? Are you adding to your list? Let's just say you did the absolute bare minimum. You added 2 new people to your list daily. In 90 days, that's 180 new people to talk to. It'd be physically impossible for you to not have new people joining your business every month, every week. So now what? Now what do I do with my list? With the people that I know, with people that I don't know that I'm adding to my, what do I do? Answer is PS3. Peak interest, show the plan, 3-way. This is simple, guys. If you want to hit P300, P600, P1000, the first few levels, there's nothing you need to know outside of PS3. Once you hit those first few ranks, do you need to learn how to present, how to close, how to launch? Sure. But up until that point, I can promise you there's nothing that you need to know other than PS3. So let's break it down. Peak interest, show the plan, 3-way. So with people that I already know, there's the 4-step invite. I'm sure you guys have seen it. If you haven't seen it, can someone do me a favor and drop the 4-step invite video that I made in the chat box? I don't know if someone has the link. It's on my YouTube, but I have a whole training on the 4-step invite. Be in a hurry, clear time, create value, take it away. So I have a literal training on how to do that and exactly what to say, what not to say in terms of your warm market. So that's where you start. When it comes to cold market, it's a little bit different. You have to start conversations, build up a relationship, and then you pique their interest. I also have a whole training on how to do that as well. But piquing their interest, there's a bunch of different ways to do it. But at the end of the day, your goal is to be the preview to the movie. Say just enough to have them see a presentation. So there's many different ways to actually learn how to do this. And if you have questions about it, we can talk about it. But I have literal hour-long YouTube trainings on how to pique someone's interest. Show the plan, have them see a full presentation. Once you've been the preview to the movie and got them interested, you want them to see a full presentation. My favorite is an in-person event. Shout out to one thing that I wanted to mention is October 26th. We have Super Saturdays all over the US in different states, right? We have Seattle, New York, Arizona, Miami, Dallas, Texas, LA area. It's like an hour from LA. I'm sure I'm missing one or two. I've probably missed a couple, but there's events. And if you invite someone to an in-person event, that's the most impactful thing that you could do. There's an energy transfer that happens in person that cannot be explained through words. But we also have opportunity calls that are going on all the time. We have recordings. It doesn't matter how they see the presentation. All that matters is they see a full presentation. After they see the presentation, 3-way. Get your guests connected to whichever leader that they could relate to the most. Edify that person. Talk super, super highly about that person to give them credibility. And that is your job. If you could be the preview to the movie, if you could say just enough to get someone interested, where the presentation is actually going to be done for you. And then after they see the presentation, you're going to connect them to one of your leaders. That's the only thing you need to learn how to do to hit $300 a month, $600 a month, and $1,000 a month. That is it. So, what do we got after this? A couple other things. This business is a numbers game and a skills game. What do I mean? What I mean is law of averages. On average, if you take someone through the PS3 system, 2 out of 10 people that see the information are going to want to join. So if I have Bob join my business and I want to help Bob get his 2 and it's free, all I have to do is help Bob invite 10 people, 2 out of 10 join, boom, Bob gets his 2 and it's free, and your business doubles every single time that you do that. Now, same thing for P300. Let me ask you guys a question. Let's get some engagement in the chat. If 2 out of 10 are going to join, how many people do we need to show the plan to PS3 with in order for you to hit P300? Drop a number in the chat box. If 2 out of 10 people that see the information are going to join, and we need 6 for P300, Platinum 300, how many people do we need to talk to invite to pique their interest, show the plan? 30, exactly. So I can sit down with someone, help them invite 30 people correctly, and basically guarantee that they hit P300. Obviously, there's no guarantees in entrepreneurship, but if there was one, it'd be the law of the averages. It'd be, hey, if I show X amount of people the plan, X amount of people are going to start. So let's talk about, oh yeah, so that numbers game, right? If you talk to no people, you make no money. Some people, you make some money. Talk to a lot of people, you're going to make a lot of money. It's a numbers game, just like any other business. And then it's also a skills game, meaning you can work on your skills. You can work on your influence. You could work on your phone call. You could work on your tonality. You could work on the actual verbiage and the words that you're using, and work on your skill of influence and be able to talk to less people and sign up more people. Maybe you can get to 3 out of 10. Maybe you can get to 4 out of 10, right? So it's a numbers game. Every single day you want to go through the numbers, and it's a skills game. Every single day you want to work on your actual skills to get better so you could talk to less people and still get the same result. And that doesn't mean you have to talk to less people. That just means you're still putting in high levels of work ethic, but now you're getting more people started. Because that happens. People will get better skills and then they'll talk to less people and then they won't level up. But I'm like, yo, bro, dude, now you're killing it. Now you got to still have that high level of intensity of work ethic, but with the skill level that you have now. PS3 video. Awesome. Appreciate you, bro. And then what else? What was I going to talk about? Last thing we're going to talk about is Platinum 300 being the core rank. So Platinum 300 is 5 referrals on the Empowered membership. I know I said 6 earlier. I don't know why I said 6. I meant to say 5. But Platinum 300 is the core rank. What does this mean? What this means is you can hit any level that you want if you can hit P300 and develop and duplicate Platinum 300s. Platinum 1000 is 5 P300s. Chairman 10 is 10 P1000s. So it all comes down to hitting P300 and becoming a P300 factory. If you help someone hit P300, they get promoted, they get paid, they get residual income, they get recognition, they're making money. What's the chances of them quitting? Answer is very, very small. It's not 0, but it's very, very low, right? And so if you can hit P300 and then become a P300 factory, help other people that you find serious do the same, then you can hit whatever levels that you want to hit. So I'm going to open this up to some questions. So whatever questions that you have, I'm going to ask you to type them in the chat. Hopefully you guys have some questions here, because if you haven't hit the levels that you want yet, which also I haven't either, then it'd be good to probably ask some questions to get some clarification. But yeah, guys, P300, if it's the core rank, you want to help as many people hit P300 as possible. If you talk to 30 people and 2 out of 10 join, then congratulations, you hit P300 just off personals. That doesn't include the people that you're bringing on board and you help them get their tune-ins free or help them hit P300, which obviously you're going to help them do as well. So I had a question earlier about taprooting. So someone said, well, yeah, what about taprooting? Well, the big money in this industry is made in taprooting. Taprooting is meeting people through people. If you know 100 people who know 100 people, you have access to 10,000 contacts. But the reality is personal momentum precedes group momentum. Personal recruiting comes before taprooting. So you have to get good at this first. And then once you have a lot of people that you're working with, then yes, obviously you want to get good at taprooting. And what is taprooting? Taprooting is just teaching people how to do what you did. So if you're doing the right things, if you have a target market, if you have an organized list, if you're adding to your list daily, if you understand PS3, if you understand it's a numbers game, it's a skills game, if you understand that P300 is the core rank and all you have to do is hit P300 and sprint to it, and then help as many people do the same, then taprooting is going to be easy because you did what you're teaching them to do. So, yeah, with that being said, let me think as well. Yeah, with the questions, yeah, any questions that you guys have about any of this when it comes to the basics of building this business? I could promise you there's nothing that you need to know outside of this to hit P300, P600, P1000. So just focus on this. And then once you get to those bigger ranks, we can worry about other things. But this is it. This is pretty much it. Any questions in the chat box, drop them in the chat box. I see some right now. Before I answer them, let me write down October 26th. This is what I'm focused on. Like, yo, let me just invite as many people to this Seattle event. Technically it's in Bellevue, but yeah, Seattle event on October 26th. And yeah, just today, I got a couple new guests myself for this event. So chances are the event is being thrown for you. Chances are you didn't have to put up the money up front to find the venue, be able to, do the entire presentation, be able to literally do anything. All you have to do is just invite people and you can hit those first few levels. So extremely simple. Okay. Uh, Questions. Would you recommend someone newer that is wanting to reach out to cold market? Would you recommend more making connections in person or more online? Okay, wait. Someone newer that is wanting to reach out to cold market. So if someone's newer, this is a trick question. If someone's newer, I would have them focus only on their warm market. However, after they've gone through their entire warm market, which most people haven't, you have friends, family, people that you genuinely care about that you haven't told them about the number one opportunity in the world, but that's a whole nother conversation. All right, but once they've gone through their warm market, and they want to start reaching out to cold market, would you recommend them more making connections in person or online? I would recommend them to do both. It's not either or. In my opinion, I would show them how to do both. I have trainings on YouTube on how to do both, and I would help them do both. And you can be successful with either, but in my opinion, you're just missing out on people that you would have been able to impact if you're not doing both, because you're doing things already. You're already going to the gym, going to church, going to school, going to work. You're already out there. So you might as well be connecting with people. And then it doesn't take a long time to DM people. So I would definitely be doing both. I think they're equally important. Question for you: joining the business with not much credibility. How could I promote the business? Yeah, I mean, if you have zero credibility, which everyone starts here with zero credibility, the key is taking the pressure off yourself and leveraging other people's success stories while you're in the process of your own. When I got started in this business, I had zero credibility. So what did I do? I said, yo, edification is everything. Talking highly about the people that you're working with and leveraging your mentors because they have years of experience. They have insane results. And so you're not saying, hey, look at me. You're saying, hey, listen, I'm learning. I'm a student, but I'm literally connected to the best of the best. And you edify the people that you're working with. And then you say, hey, do you want to learn? Do you want to learn alongside me rather than, you're the guy. So the problem is a lot of people have an ego, so they want to be the guy and try to do it all themselves. And that's the whole point of PS3, the reason why PS3, the reason why you're able to build a big business fast with PS3 is because it's simple and it's duplicatable. And you're taking you're the messenger, you're just the preview to the movie, right? You're just the message, not the messenger. So that's how you do it. Would you recommend sharing the video first when piquing interest over DM? At times, it seems like I lose people and asking them to watch the video. How could I approve this approach? So with warm market people that you know, I invite them immediately because there's already trust built up. With cold market people that I do not know, I hop on a call with them first. Personally, I call it a discovery call. A discovery call is a quick 10-minute call where I ask them questions to get to know them better. And then I tell them my story so that facts tell, stories sell. That's the most relatable thing that you could possibly do. And then you tell them where you were, what you didn't like about your situation, how you found something, why you got started, and some vision for the future. The same story you hear me tell during every single presentation. And then I will send them the video and have them see the presentation. And the reason why I do this is, yes, it takes more time, but you build up massive trust. So you're taking 10 minutes to build up trust with your personal prospects. You don't have to do that, but that's what works best for me. Discovery call. Yeah, I think that's it. Any other questions, fam? If not, that's literally it, guys. How do you set up your discovery call? So once I pique their interest, once they're interested, I don't say, hey, check out this video. I'll say, hey, listen, what's your schedule like this weekend? Let's connect on a call and see if working together would be a good fit. And then I'll book a time. And then from there, I'll book a time and then I'll hop on the call. And yeah, like I said, I'll say, hey, I'll just form with them from occupation, recreation, motivation. These are topics of conversation, FORM. So, yo, where are you based out of, by the way? Oh, awesome. What all do you do? Oh, yeah. How do you actually like working there? And I'm just asking good questions. And then from there, I'll say, hey, bro, I could definitely relate to what you said here. I could definitely relate to what you said here. Me personally, dude, before this, I was working as a valet, parking cars, making minimum wage at my job. I was, I had these big goals. I had these big dreams. I knew what I wanted, but I didn't really have the vehicle to get me there. Then I got introduced to this platform. I went to this event, saw the education, saw the leadership, saw the results, said, hey, if they could do it, I could do it, made that decision to go all in. And since me being involved, it's changed my mindset, surrounded me with like-minded people. I've learned how to invest, which is the most important skill that you could ever financially learn. And I think that it's the best way for your average person to build an additional source of income that could turn into much, much more. And yo, based off our conversation, bro, I think that you could be a great fit for what we do, if that's the truth, obviously. And then you say, yo, listen, and then you invite them. What are you doing date and time? Clear their schedule. And yeah, what are you doing October 26th at 7 p.m.? And then you can invite them to the event or invite them to watch the video. Either way works. But with that being said, guys, I am going to wrap up this call. I appreciate you guys for tuning in. Whatever questions that you have, let me know. But this is the only thing that you guys need to know to help you guys hit P300, P600, P1000. And yeah, guys, I'll see you maybe on October 26th at one of these events, or if not in Mexico, or I'll see you here, if not very, very soon. Appreciate you guys. See y'all on the next one. Bye, guys.